right there on top of the moon. We could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. Just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call up. I'm not.
Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. I am Frostbite and currently it is 11:45 in the evening and today is May 5, 2023. So um saglit. It is Friday, so thank God it's Friday. Um I am not here like for the past few days because I've been taking care of a lot of things. Actually, madami talaga. So, I've been all over the place again. Seryoso guys, like I may look like in a stable environment but I'm not. So, I drop off some things here. So, yun nga. And we met um a few people like my old friend, like a long time friend, yan, kababata, because he is going to, we are invited on his wedding day. So, she is not watching my channel for sure, but yeah, happy wedding soon. So, that's on May something, like mid-May. So those dates. So it's been a really like chaotic month. Not chaotic. It's not chaotic, but it's a busy month. So guys, like yung sobrang travel ko like lately, feeling ko hindi na ako umaapak sa lupa. So, ganun siya katindi. Like, seryoso. Like, I am super duper tired for the past few days and weeks. But there is this like one plan. We have some plans on June. Sana matuloy, sana matuloy. So I'm not gonna tell you yet, but hopefully, because I really wanted to go to that place. So sana matuloy siya by this June. So yun lang, chika minute lang. What else? Uh, we've met really, hindi pala few. Yeah, it's like a different groups of people for today. So I met different groups of people for today, and we bought some uh important things that not it's not my thing. It's my tita. Okay, so we buy some important uh things that we will use at the house. So ayun nga, madaming lakad guys. Like I'm really exhausted. Like, alam mo yung pahinga ko lang, like, few hours. And it's not even a deep sleep. So, naluloka na rin talaga ako sa schedule. Like, it's unplanned. So, hindi ko like masabi. Kaya, ayun, chinika ko muna kayo because I wasn't able to be here, like, for the past few days. I mean, I can't, I wanted to film. I'm always bringing the book, but I wasn't able to film on different location kasi nga ang daming errands. Ang dami-daming ginagawa. So, dito na lang, like, mid-late na ako. So, kakahatid lang sa akin around 10 p.m.ish. So, alam mo pa yung nakakatawa guys kasi I am always packing my things last minute. So, I'm not yet packed for tomorrow, but I'm going to leave like tomorrow, 7 a.m. So, ang aga no. So, I haven't like fixed my things yet. But I'm not gonna bring a lot naman because I have things naman there. Actually, everywhere. I have different houses that I used to stay with. So, nakakaloka talaga guys. And I have to like to disappoint like some people, cause um hindi na kaya ng schedule. I mean, I tried my best but I wasn't able to meet you guys. You're not watching naman my channel, but just in the future. So sinasabi ko lang naman yung mga details na like this because lately I wasn't here and I am really exhausted of my itinerary. So for that, ayoko naman like guluhin kayo. So Taglish to, if you don't understand it, that is okay. Just focus on let's start guys, reading, continuing to wait, na-aching ako, wait lang. So yan, continue. Ayan, nakapag-aching na ako, and you know guys, the feeling of a sneeze is such a relief, 'di ba? So sarap yung feeling na na-aching mo siya. Daldal ko naman. So let's continue reading guys. Medyo fast track tayo ngayon kasi naantok na ako and I'm gonna be early later. And this place is a whole mess right now because of my things. And yun nga. So after work the tire was low again. So he inflated it at a gas station near the factory and drove home. So on the morning in question, he had been doing this for 3 days, hoping the procedure would work until the next paycheck. But today, by the time he made it to the factory, he could hardly steer the car because the wheel with the bum tire was so flat. Although the day he worried, will I make it home tonight? How will I get work? How will I get to work tomorrow morning? So these questions kept intruding in his mind, disrupting concentration on his work and throwing a pall on his moods. So, wait lang guys. Medyo nantok na talaga ako guys kasi I'm so I'm supposed to get like a rest like few hours in the morning, pero tinawag na naman ako, like lagi na lang ako pinapalapag. So naloloka din ako guys. So Julio is, and it's not like it's a mandatory, but it's kind of. Nantok na talaga ako guys. I don't know if we can like finish. Maybe I'll continue in the morning kasi medyo groggy na yung feeling ko. I will just write the Julio part. Tomorrow na lang ha. So basta yun, nasimulan ko na to. Hi guys, so we're going to continue reading. So I am not, remember like last time I was so antok. So we're now going to continue to finish this book, okay? I mean the last time that what we are reading last time, okay? So medyo groggy pa tayo. It's morning. It's 10:22 and today is May 8, Monday, May 8, 2023, okay? So we're just going to finish this. I'm gonna have like Chika update later. Currently I'm at my friend's house, okay? So Julio is a good example of what happens when the internal order of the self is disrupted. The basic pattern is always the same. Some information that conflicts with an individual's goals appears in consciousness, depending on how central that goal is to the self and on how severe the threat to it is. Some amount of attention will have to be mobilized to eliminate the danger, leaving less attention free to deal with other matters. For Julio, holding the job was a goal of very high priority. If he were to lose it, all his other goals would be compromised. Therefore, keeping it was essential to maintain the order of his self. The flat tire was jeopardizing the job. Saglit lang guys. Okay, continue guys. The flat tire was jeopardizing the job, and consequently, it absorbed a great deal of his psychic energy. So focus on me, guys. I'm gonna give you updates like later of what is going on, but I'm in a far place again. So let's continue. So whenever information disrupts consciousness by threatening its goals, we have a condition of inner disorder or psychic entropy. A, dis- a disorganization of the self that impairs its effectiveness. Prolonged experiences of this kind can weaken the self to the point that it is no longer able to invest attention and pursue its goals. Julio's problem was relatively mild and transient. A more chronic example of psychic entropy is the case of Jim Harris, a greatly talented high school sophomore who was in one of our surveys. Alone at home, on a Wednesday afternoon, he was standing in front of the mirror in the bedroom his parents used to share. On the box at his feet, a tape of the Grateful Dead was playing, as it had been almost without interruption for the past week. Jim was trying on one of his father's favorite garments, a heavy green chamois shirt his father had worn whenever the two had gone camping together. So, passing his hand over the warm fabric, Jim remembered the cozy feeling of being snuggled up to his dad in the smoky tent while the loons were laughing across the lake. In his right hand, Jim was holding a pair of large sewing scissors. The sleeves were too long for him, and he was wondering if he dared to trim them. Dad would be furious, or would he even notice? A few hours later, Jim was lying in his bed. On the nightstand beside him was a bottle of aspirin, now empty, although there had been 70 tablets in it just a while before. Relax, wait lang. So Jim's parents had separated a year earlier, and now they were getting a divorce. During the week while he was in school, Jim lived with his mother. Friday evenings, he packed up to go and stay in his father's new apartment in the suburbs. One of the problems with this arrangement was that he was never able to be with his friends. During week, they were all too busy, and on weekends, Jim was stranded in foreign territory where he knew nobody. He spent his time on the phone trying to make connections with his friends, or he listened to tapes that he felt echoed the solitude gnawing inside him. But the worst thing Jim felt was that his parents were constantly battling for his loyalty. They kept making snide remarks about each other, trying to make Jim feel guilty if he showed any interest or love toward one of the presence of the other. Help! Para tayo na sa ano, no? So, help! He scribbled in his diary a few days before his attempted suicide. Oh, this is not something funny, ah. So, I think I've already told you this. I also have this one like before. And even now and then. But let's just continue this book. Like, later, we'll talk about that. So, I don't want to hate my mom. I don't want to hate my dad. I wish they stopped doing this to me. So, this is like the struggle of the kids that are usually when their parents get separated, the first symptoms, not like the first like side effects of getting a divorce. Parents, okay. So luckily that evening, Jim's sister noticed the empty bottle of aspirin and called her mother, and Jim ended up in the hospital, where his stomach was pumped and he was set back on his feet in a few days. Thousands of kids his age are not that fortunate. The flat tire that threw Julio into a temporary panic, and the and the divorce that almost killed Jim don't act directly as physical causes, producing a physical effect. As for instance, one billiard ball hitting another and making it carom in a predictable direction, the outside event appears in consciousness purely as information, without necessarily having a positive or negative value attached to it. It is the self that interprets the raw information in the context of its own interest and determines whether it is harmful or not. For instance, if Julio have had more money or some credit, his problem would have been perfectly innocuous. If in the past he had invested more psychic energy in making friends on the job, the flat tire would not have created panic because he could have always asked one of these co-workers to give him a ride for a few days. And if he had a stronger sense of self-confidence, the temporary setback would not have affected him as much because he would have trusted his ability to overcome it eventually. And this is true, guys. You have the capability to overcome a lot of things. Okay, so don't over immensely focus on yourself on problems. Okay, so everything will soon pass. So don't like overthink about it that much. Okay, so similarly, if Jim have had wait, similarly, if Jim had been more independent, the divorce would not have affected him as deeply. But at his age, his goals must have still been bound up too closely with those of his mother and father, so that the split between them also split his sense of self. He had closer friends or a longer record of goals successfully achieved. His self would have had the strength to maintain its integrity. So we're done, guys. Okay, saglit lang ah. We're actually finished, guys. I'm gonna update you later about my life. Okay, so let's just post this for now. Thank you guys for listening and thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Have a wonderful day, but I'm going to film again later. So stay with me and stay in touch.
I think it's odd how we always wait another day. How we watch things that kids walk away. Let's live down by the water, watch it come